Hey everyone, welcome back. I have been trying to film this video forever now. Sorry. My voice is even a little bit gone at this stage, so forgive me. I thought that in the spirit of Christmas and the joy that is this time of year, we could talk about a topic that is very pertinent and that can be the source of a lot of anxiety, which is giving gifts. Especially for us girlies who love classic, kind of sophisticated, elegant things, we find that it's hard to imprint this sort of spirit of sophistication into our presents. I'm guilty of overdoing it, of overthinking, of trying to find the perfect thing and going crazy about it. So I have learned a few things in the past and I thought I could share them with you. Not only tips and tricks and what you should keep in mind, but also suggestions of presents that I have given in the past and that were a big hit. And whenever you're giving gifts, I think that the first thing and the most important thing to keep in mind is that the recipient is king. He or she are the star of the show. You need to think about who is receiving this marvelous wonder of Christmas joy. Don't think about what you would like to get. Think about what they would like to get. And most importantly, keep in mind what they wouldn't like to get. For instance, it might seem very glamorous and extremely chic to gift a bottle of a very expensive whiskey to someone, but maybe they don't drink alcohol, maybe they are in recovery, or gifting something in leather might be the most beautiful, buttery, expensive leather in the world. But if the person is a vegan, what the heck are they going to do with that gift? Exaggerating, going overboard. I know it might seem like an easy way of making it a good present, but sometimes it's bad. And on the topic of exaggeration, I think corporate gifts are a big thing here. So you know when you do that little secret Santa in your office and you end up getting your boss as secret Santa and you feel like you need to get out the bells and whistles and fireworks and make an impression, that might be a little bit awkward. Don't try and stalk him on Instagram or LinkedIn to know if he has a fishing hobby. Get something for the office and be done with it. And there's also another tricky situation, which is when a person tells you directly what they want. And that might be not as classy or not as sophisticated as you would have liked it, but you know, you don't have any choice. You have to gift that. Packaging, guys. Make sure to get yourself beautiful wrapping paper, a beautiful note card, perhaps a little tag, bows, and whatever frills you want to add to that. There can be your personality. Don't try and force your way into a gift to someone else. Another tip that I always like to keep in mind is, and this will sound kind of creepy, but I have little files of the people that are closest to me because it makes it so much easier when we're talking and just in passing they mention that they love the smell of magnolia. How many more options does that give you? To know that that person loves the smell of magnolia, or they love the taste of vanilla, or they love anything that has a marble touch. You will not remember this if you don't write it down though, so keep a little file. Nothing weird, don't put in information that could be compromising, but just, oh, today Mateo told me that he's allergic to strawberries. There you go. What we don't want is when we don't have any ideas of what to gift, what we don't want when we are undecided or when we are last minute trying to get that shopping list checked, is getting mugs, getting generic self-help books, getting boring socks or pajamas. We want to, you know, make it a bit more pizzazzy. So here are some suggestions, and I would like to begin with one that I think is the most classic type of gift, which are monogrammed or personalized gifts. What I love about this type of gift is that you can take something that is very basic, like a towel, like maybe sheets, maybe napkins, and make it into something that is unique and made to measure. So even though it might begin as a very simple product, by the addition of some initials or a more personalized element, it looks like you cared. It looks like the present was made for that person. One gift that I think can be very fun, very kind of easy, but also beautiful are embroidered sets of either cocktail napkins or of coasters. These are usually accessible, you're not going to spend a ton of money, and they don't even have to be embroidered with a monogram. It could be just a little element like maybe some tennis rackets, maybe a sports car, perhaps a little tiny martini glass. I think it's so cute, just adds an element of fun to something that, again, could be very basic, very boring, but turns into a thing in itself, a conversation piece to any event that the recipient might have in their home. Also, personalized note cards, thank you cards, notebooks are beautiful. I think they add a joy to writing. It's something of a lost art nowadays, and if you can pair that with a beautiful kind of small fountain pen, that is such a charming gift. If it's someone that loves reading, perhaps getting them a personalized ex libris, which are those little tags that you put at the beginning of a book to tell people who the book belongs to. You can personalize it. A lot of Etsy sellers have beautiful options, and on that same kind of note, an embosser, a paper embosser is so cute because it's something that can be used on a multitude of paper products. You can use it on books, on notebooks, on the flap of an envelope. You could use it as a marker on wrapping paper, so instead of putting a tag, the person will be able to emboss it with their initials. I think it's a really nice touch. You can use it on napkins, on tissues, whatever your heart desires. A bespoke Christmas ornament is also a beautiful touch, especially if it is for someone who you don't know very well. So just a Christmas ornament if you know that the person celebrates Christmas, of course. Perhaps in blown glass, perhaps something that is painted, something with a photograph of their pet or their children if it's someone you're a bit more acquainted and intimate with. I also love the idea of engraved perfume bottles. Nowadays, a lot of perfume and cosmetics brands have this service, so maybe you're in a pinch, you need a last minute idea to someone at the office or someone you need to get a present for. Just drop by your nearest department store, go to Jo Malone, they will etch the name of the person in the perfume bottle, make sure you get a scent that you know they might like, and you have yourself a very refined, personalized, thoughtful gift. Something else that I like to keep in mind when I'm buying gifts, and especially if I have more time to kind of explore, do my research, is go for underrated, more artisanal brands. The reason I love this is because I think that getting something from a place that is not very known, that is not everywhere with the advertising and the marketing and stores and shops everywhere, makes it feel so special. If it has a story to tell, either because of the history of the brand, either because of the manufacturing of the product, even better. A great example of this would be something like Santa Maria Novella, which is an Italian brand. Biased, I know, but they are present all over the world. However, it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel over marketed. It doesn't feel too available. It still has an air of mystique and of exclusivity. Their products are very well made, very refined, but the line goes from very accessible kind of soaps and hand washes up to beautiful elixirs and perfume, so you will certainly find something there. But the fact that it has, again, the history, the manufacturing, the beautiful packaging, the story to tell, that's what makes it special. For you, that could be a more local producer. For you, that could be a little boutique in your hometown. It could be a niche brand that only you know about. I love discovering these new brands because I feel like it's kind of a treasure hunt. You'll end up being the only person who can give that gift, and it becomes very memorable because of that. A category of product that I find is great, especially for giving people things that they wouldn't buy for themselves, are those little kind of everyday luxuries that make the experience of living normal life a little bit more elevated. For instance, little pom-pom slippers or more luxurious slippers to be in the house. Coffee table books also fall into this category. So maybe you don't have the budget to gift a sports car or some very expensive cigars, but buying a coffee table book of that theme, maybe by Rizzoli or by Esseline, is a reference to what you know about the person. It looks beautiful in their home. It's something that they can explore while drinking a glass of wine by the fire, and they'll think of you and associate you with some of their favorite things, which is, you know, a great strategy. I also love that now many brands do travel sets. So Acqua di Parma does beautiful travel sets. Sunday Riley, I think La Prairie does them. Just those more elevated, luxurious brands that maybe you wouldn't be able to afford full size, but getting a little travel set is great because you get the sort of strength and status from the brand that you're gifting, so it feels very special. The person gets to have the experience of that product, decide if they like it or not. They can take it with them wherever they go, and then if they like it, they can get a full size. Also love the idea of gifting maybe a jewelry box or a watch roll, something that will make things a bit more organized but that look beautiful. Also a sort of catch-all kind of valet tray falls into this category. Something you touch every day, something that makes things look a little bit better. It might seem mundane, but just by making it into a more beautiful form and shape makes a difference in the beginning or the end of someone's day. Home fragrance, it's also great here. And again, be mindful about what fragrances the person likes. And I would steer clear, especially during Christmas, from brands that are too commercial. Of course, this depends on your budget, so don't go into debt to buy presents, and going for something like a Diptyque or a Serré Trudon, something that not only will be beautiful in terms of smell and in terms of experience, but also visually beautiful so that it can be displayed in the home. A feature that I think can be great in gifts is great material. And in this case, I think quality is way more important than quantity. So for instance, cashmere. Cashmere, I think, is always a great option of product, especially if you don't know the person you're gifting really well, maybe you don't know their style very well. A pair of cashmere gloves with a cashmere scarf is already a beautiful gift. And I think it's way more considerate and way more elegant than trying and get something that is synthetic, but it's, you know, just flashy and looks like a lot. A small yet sophisticated option is always better. Silk is also a great material, something that is very soft against the skin. I love those sets that have the pillowcase and also the eye mask in silk. If you can get those monogrammed, you get yourself the perfect Christmas gift. If a person travels a lot, perhaps you could invest in some good quality, stylish luggage. I know that for traveling, you need to think about quality before style. So something from Bricks, something from FPM is a great little marriage of those two characteristics. Something the person is going to use time and time again, will probably build a lot of great memories while having those suitcases in hand. Something in linen would be great, something in leather would be great. Also, if a person likes to cook, for instance, material, very important. Perhaps a cast iron skillet from Le Creuset or from Staub. The fact that you're thinking about quality is not only the initial impact, but it's also the fact that the present is going to last for a long time. So whenever the person uses that gift, they will be thankful that you gave it to them. And then we move on to my favorite category from this video, which are the one-of-a-kind treasures. This could be an antique, and keep in mind the taste and the sort of preference in design and in aesthetics of the person, but perhaps some beautiful antique servingware. Could be a painting or a print. I've seen this idea before and I really want to give this to someone someday whenever I have the budget. A session with a photographer to kind of take a family portrait. Imagine how beautiful, like, to give this to your best friend who just had babies, or perhaps to your grandmother and all your family get together to take that picture with a professional photographer, amazing. Maybe first edition books, rare kind of collectible items. Vintage jewelry is a great gift. I mean, who wouldn't love these? And also you could gift experiences. So perhaps a day at a beautiful spa, a dinner at a starred restaurant, or a masterclass with a sommelier would be really nice. Maybe a consultancy to develop a personalized fragrance, something that you know the person would love, that isn't exactly material, but that would bring a lot of joy to their day. But just keep in mind, it needs to be convenient, so you know, not too far away. The person doesn't have to travel to get it done, and it cannot bring added costs to the experience, so the person doesn't have to shell out money to be able to enjoy it. Take care of everything. If it is outside of the city, try and take care of transportation. If the experience requires consuming something or buying a product in loco, just make sure that you pay for that as well. But I really love this idea because, you know, it's just something that you can talk about later. Maybe you could do it together. Is a really nice touch and really in the spirit of what it means to give someone a gift. This is it, everyone. Hopefully these ideas inspired you, but keep in mind that gifts are supposed to be a happy moment, so try and not be consumed with the thought of giving the perfect gift. A beautifully wrapped simple present with a from the heart meaningful Christmas card, I think, is worth 1,000 times more than any luxurious gift you could buy. Let me know down below if you have any ideas of presents for all the rest of us. I think that can be very useful so that we have a list, a roster of things that we can get in years to come. Hopefully you found this helpful, and we will see each other again next time. Bye bye.